Reactly, I was younger, I believed life was easy. Everything I wanted was just one request away. I didn't worry about anything. I didn't study hard, I didn't work, and I certainly didn't plan for the future. My father had money, and to me, that meant everything was taken care of. Every morning, I woke up late, the sun already shining through my large bedroom window. My breakfast would be waiting for me, sometimes served right in bed. I'd watch television for hours without a care in the world. Life was soft, golden, and full of pleasures. My friends would often talk about jobs, studies, and dreams for the future. But I would laugh. Why should I worry? Why should I plan for anything when I already had everything? If I saw a new phone, I asked my father for it, and he bought the best one. If I liked a new pair of shoes, I got them immediately. Travel? I could go anywhere I wanted. Clothes? Only the most expensive brands. I lived as if the world existed only for my comfort. We ate at the finest restaurants. We drove fast cars, laughed all night, and bought whatever we liked. Life was fun. It was easy. And I truly believed it would always stay that way. But I never once thought about the money, where it came from, how it was earned, or the effort behind it. My father's hard work was a mystery I had no interest in solving. I didn't ask. I didn't care. I only lived in the moment. One morning, everything started to change. I came downstairs, still half asleep, and saw my father sitting on the living room couch. His face was serious. He asked me to sit down. I laughed and said, "Sure, Father," expecting a light conversation, but he didn't smile. He looked into my eyes and said, "Son, we need to talk." That day, his voice was different. It wasn't soft or cheerful. It was strong, serious, and heavy with meaning. He said, "You're not a child anymore. You must start thinking about your future." I smiled and replied, "Why should I worry? We have money. Everything is fine." He shook his head slowly and said, "You have everything today because I work hard. But life doesn't stay the same. One day, things might change." I didn't understand. I thought he was worrying too much. I said, "Don't worry, Father. Nothing will change." But he didn't smile. He just looked at me and said, "Will." Then he said something unexpected. "Come with me." Without explaining, he walked to the car. I followed, confused. We drove through the city, but it looked different this time. I noticed people I never saw before, workers cleaning the streets, people selling food, tired faces walking fast. Eventually, we stopped in a part of the city I had never visited. The buildings were old, the streets were dirty. Life looked hard here. He pointed at a man selling fruit on a cart. "Look at him," my father said. "He wakes up at dawn. He works all day, no rest, no complaints. He does it to feed his family." We drove further and stopped outside a small shop. Inside, an old woman was sewing clothes. "She's been working for 40 years, he said. "She doesn't have much, but she works every day." I looked at her. She looked tired, but she didn't stop. She kept sewing. I had never seen people like this before. I never thought about them. I felt something strange inside me, a feeling I couldn't explain. You see now? My father asked. Life is not easy for everyone. I couldn't speak, I just nodded. For the first time in my life, I felt small. I felt different. Facing reality, we drove again and soon stopped in front of my father's office. I had been here before, but only to ask for money. I never stayed long. Inside, the office was busy. People were working hard, answering phones, writing reports, solving problems. My father took me to his office. He looked at me and said, "Do you know what I do every day?" "You work," I answered casually. "Yes," he replied, "but do you know how hard I work?" I didn't. I wake up early. I solve problems. I make decisions. I manage people. I carry this company every day for you. I looked around the office. People looked stressed, focused, serious. I never noticed this before. Then he handed me a small notebook. "Tomorrow," he said, "you will start working here." I laughed. "Me, work?" "Yes," he said firmly. "From the bottom, you will learn." I tried to argue, but I don't need to. "One day, I won't be here," he said. "Then what will you do?" I had no answer. I realized I had never imagined a life without him. A new beginning. The next day I woke up early. My body was not used to this. I got dressed and came downstairs. My father handed me a lunch bag. "Lunch?" I asked. "Can't I eat out?" He smiled slightly. Workers bring their own lunch. They finished quickly and got back to work. No jokes, no phones, no laughter, just work. I missed my old life, but I also felt something new, respect. In the afternoon, it was even harder. Mr. William checked my work and found many mistakes. "Do it again," he said. I wanted to protest, but I didn't. I stayed quiet and started over. By the end of the day, I was tired, but I felt something different, pride. Days turn into weeks. The next day, my body hurt more. My hands were stiff. I wanted to stay in bed, but I had work to do. At the office, Mr. Williams said, "You were slow yesterday. Work faster today." I didn't argue, I just got to work. This time, I made fewer mistakes. Mr. Williams said, "Better." Just one word, but it meant so much. It felt better than a gift. It felt earned. During lunch, I sat with other workers. They talked about their families, their lives, their struggles. I listened. I had never cared before, but now I did. The afternoon was tough. More work, more pressure. But I didn't stop. I was learning. I was growing. At the end of the day, Mr. Williams said, "Not bad." Those two words meant more than all the expensive things I ever had. Outside, my father was waiting. He asked, "Tired?" I nodded. He smiled and said, "Good." The transformation days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Every day I worked. Every day I got stronger. I made fewer mistakes. I worked faster. I learned more. Mr. Williams stopped complaining. Sometimes he even said, "Good job." Those words were like medals. I started to understand money, not just how to spend it, but how hard it is to earn. I watched my father closely. I saw him making hard choices. I saw the weight he carried every day. I saw the respect he earned, not with money, but with hard work. One evening, he called me into his office. "You've changed," he said. "I stayed quiet. You were lazy. You didn't care. But now, you do." He was right. Then he surprised me. He took out a small key. "This is your office," he said. I was shocked. "My office?" "Yes, you're ready for more responsibility." That key felt heavy,